This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Burgamy.
Well, come on in, don't be shy. It is the show that never sleeps, folks, at least when it comes to agriculture. Hi again, everybody. So glad you could join us for another edition of the Farm Monitor. I'm Ray DeLessio.
And I'm Kenny Burgamy. Happy to have you with us. And as always, we've got a lot of things to tell you about. Coming up, so far, so good. In its inaugural trip, Georgia Farm Bureau's brand new Land and Leadership Advocates program makes an impression in Washington, D.C. and learns a thing or two about Virginia ag in the process.
Also on the program, from the soils of South Georgia directly to homes across America. The Monitor with an inside look at how 12 families join forces to create a company that's giving a whole new meaning to Southern comfort. Plus,
well, hey everybody, Ranger Net coming up. I'm going to show you how an extension agent, soil quality, and a septic tank like the one I'm standing in now, empty, relate to one another. All that and so much more starts right now on the Farm Monitor.
the Georgia Farm Bureau's Land and Leadership Advocates program made history recently as members made their very first trip to our nation's capital as a group. What's that you say? You've never heard of LLA? Not sure how it benefits you, the farmer? Our John Holcomb explains.
Georgia Farm Bureau exists to advocate for agriculture as well as educate people on the subject. To do that, the organization has to have a strong grassroots network, which is why the Bureau recently started a new program called Land and Leadership Advocates, a program that's designed to reach an age group previously unreached and will ultimately strengthen the organization.
This past December, President Gerald Long announced the brand new 36 to 50 program, Land and Leadership Advocates. And the program was designed to fulfill a need for that age group specifically within our state organization, but then also nationwide. We're kind of being used as a pilot to see how this program will help our organization grow. And it is geared towards the 36 to 50 group for mentoring young farmers and ranchers, deliberate ag advocacy, and also increasing agriculture awareness.
Previously, the organization did not have a program for members in that age range, which, as one could imagine, was causing many members not to be active within the organization.
This age group is vital to our organization. We know that growth within our organization and retention within our organization is vital, and so we know that we're producing great leaders through the Young Farmer and Ranchers program, but at 35, when they age out, we're losing a lot of them, and we want to retain those individuals.
I spoke to one of the members on the trip, a Mr. Matt Berry. He shared with me the reason why he decided to get involved with the new program and why he decided to come on the trip to D.C.
It's an opportunity for me to get involved in Georgia Farm Bureau, but it's also an opportunity for me to give back to the producers and the ag community. I feel like it's an opportunity to do my part to be an advocate for what we do every day. To me, it's huge to be able to do that.
The group got to spend an entire day proving their namesake by advocating for agriculture by meeting with representatives on Capitol Hill and sharing their concerns and their stories from back home. Something that Barry says was an eye-opening experience.
It kind of opened my eyes to these people are here to talk to us if we want them to. They're attainable. We just have to be willing to go talk to them, and they honestly want to learn and want to hear what we have to say. It makes a difference in the policy and the things that affect us every day.
Aside from meeting with senators and congressmen, the group also got the chance to go on a farm tour in the northern part of the great state of Virginia. They got the chance to see multiple parts of Virginia's ag industry, everything from a sod farm to a hydroponics farm. The tour was a great success as it showed just how similar ag is and how similar the problems are within ag, no matter what part of the country you're in.
No matter where you go, agriculture is still the same. Up here, they're struggling with urbanization and subdivisions taking over the farms, and which in there's places in Georgia that's the case. But it kind of shows how they've adapted to that environment, and it's still surviving. And it also transcends down to us with the issues we have, whether it be property rights or dealing with the public and different things like that.
Reporting in Washington for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
Meanwhile, with low cotton prices, growers are looking for new and creative ways to produce value-added products. And that's exactly what a group of 12 farmers in South Georgia have done as they created Southern Drawl Cotton, a company that uses their product in a unique way.
We were tired of selling cotton for 60 and 70 cents and putting it on a ship and sending it to China and getting a $70 shirt back. And there had to be a better way. And so somebody came up with a plan that possibly we could make some sheets out of our South Georgia cotton.
The whole concept here is to enhance our value on our farm, to save our family farms, and to encourage people to buy products made in the USA.
Our sheets are made out of 100% comb cotton. It goes through an extra process in spinning the yarn. So all the short fibers and contaminants that may be in our cotton, the raw cotton as it's going in, it all gets combed out and cleans it up. It makes a better thread, makes for the yarn. Once it opens up and the sizing comes out of it, it makes for a perfect product.
When we got into and decided about getting into the sheet business, we knew that we couldn't make a low-end product. We knew that we had to have the very best product that we could make. The amount of cotton that it would take, the cost, it was just prohibitive. But we knew that's what we had to do. If we were going to make a sheet, we wanted it to be the very best sheet that anybody could buy in the United States.
On a typical bale of cotton that's carded only, you're getting somewhere around 70, 72 sets of sheets. With ours being combed, that's a whole extra process that's added in there. We're getting somewhere around 50 sets of sheets.
We knew that in the beginning that we were going to run into difficulties of marketing this cotton because it's going to be a higher price sets of sheets, but we wanted to really put out a quality product. And that is the goal here, is to enhance the gate value of our product here.
What we found was when people get the sheets in their hands, they are ordering more sheets, or they're telling their cousins and their uncles, and they're buying them as wedding gifts. And the more sheets that we get in people's hands and they see the quality of the sheets and know the story behind them, the sales are picking up because of that.
Oh, the feedback's awesome, and it's really been enjoyable getting to meet some of the people and seeing the reviews that come back off our products. And that we're really proud of that. We want to make sure that everybody that buys a set of sheets, they're proud of what they have, and if they have a problem, we want to try to fix it.
Our cotton's grown right here in Tift, Colquitt, Cook, and Berrien counties, and it's sent to a mill and winds up and being cut and sewn right here in the state of Georgia, and that's a fact that we're really, really proud of. The Field of Fabric label certifies that, and when you see a Made in the USA label, I think it's about 65% of that product is all that's required to be made in the United States. Our Field of Fabric label ensures that every bit of that product is made right here in the United States.
It's good to be a part of something like this. This is a very progressive part of the state, and we try to always move forward, look for new ideas, and anything we can do to enhance the value of our farms so we retain our sons and nephews and whatever to continue on this life that we're trying to feed the world and clothe the world.
Well, hey everybody, Ranger Nick coming up. You know, if you've ever flushed your toilet and had a septic tank on your home or farm, you're not going to want to miss what's coming up. It's how to maintain these things after this.
Welcome to Garden Delights. I'm Susan Howington, Family Consumer Science Agent with the Henry County Cooperative Extension, partnership with the University of Georgia Cooperative Extension. We started Garden Delights in 2013, and we had an opportunity from the commissioners and some of the county folks that work in the communication department found out that we had such great information that they wanted to be able to express it even further by putting us on TV. And we come up with different commodities that we might want to talk about. And I usually do a cooking section to it, and we try to promote healthy eating. And we enjoy doing it. We enjoy that partnership that we have with the county. it's just a wonderful feeling to be able to work with the people that you work with in your community, because you find out more about it. But what I really like about it is giving back, and that fun part of it is you're never doing the same thing every day.
Well, it's a subject few like to discuss, and if you own one, chances are you often ignore it unless something goes wrong. Also, some who have them will tell you, I have no clue how it works, nor do I really want to. So who better to investigate and enlighten us than Dr. Nick Furman, aka Ranger Nick.
Well, if you've watched the Ranger Nick segments over the years, you know I find myself in a lot of different places from month to month. And this month, I'm standing in an empty, thank goodness, septic tank, talking about the importance of these. Because if you're on a farm or if you're in a residential area, you probably, like me, don't know how these things work if you have one. And I'm going to tell you somebody that does know how they work, and that's Mr. Rocky Tanner. Rocky, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Rocky is the Ag and Natural Resource Extension Agent in Johnson County. We are at the Washington County Machine Shop concrete plant today. Rocky, we're standing inside of this thing. Walk me through this. What in the world are we looking at?
All right, so we're looking at a 1,000-gallon concrete septic tank.
Okay.
The tank actually has a partition in the tank, and this is 2/3 of the capacity. This partition is supposed to compartmentalize 1/3 versus 2/3, and then we got a pass through for the liquid to pass through to the second level.
Kind of like water falls over.
So the water that's at this middle level is what technically comes through to this 1/3 compartment.
Okay, and the solids and stuff, they're over here.
So the solids are supposed to break down and stay in this compartment here.
Okay.
Only liquid comes through to this compartment.
Okay, and then what? Because this thing, there's like this yellow thing in there. What in the world is this?
All right, so this is a filter.
Okay.
That actually works as just that, a filter to if some solids do pass through to this second compartment, this filter will keep them from going out into the drain field.
Interesting, and I want to talk about the drain field next, but Rocky, this is not all that there is to this septic tank. There's usually a lid, right?
Certainly not. Oh yeah, there's a lid. But I'd feel funny standing in here with the lid on.
Right, that would be kind of tough. So let's talk next about the drainage field and how the water gets from here out into someone's land and then where it goes and how we can kind of manage that waste. So let's roll there next. Okay, so we've hopped back out of this septic tank. You are looking at a 4-inch piece of PVC pipe, and typically, Rocky, this tank is not sitting on top of the ground. It's usually underground. How deep are we typically talking there?
So most of the time, just depending on the soil type, it's usually about 1 to 8 inches down to the lid.
To the lid, okay.
And occasionally in areas where you have a higher water table, you may have to hump up over this. You've went by people's houses and see a little hump in the yard. That's usually where the tank's at.
And it's easy to access for the pumper truck then, which is important. So that water's going from here, it's traveling down a piece of PVC pipe like this, and then it's going out into this thing. Rocky, you mentioned earlier a drainage field. What does that mean?
All right, so the drain field is actually where the actual wastewater is actually disposed of.
Underground.
Underground.
Okay.
And what you have here today, this is actually one brand of, this is Infiltrator, Quick 4 Infiltrator, and this is just one of the products that you can put in the ground for wastewater disposal.
Good, and this is going to make sure we got to have this pretty deep because you don't want somebody driving over top of it, flattening this, getting that wastewater everywhere, right?
Well, yeah, and so as I mentioned before, depending on the depth of the water table, is how determines the depth of this product. A deeper soil profile like North Georgia, this thing might be 4 foot in the ground, whereas down here in our part, or even further in South Georgia, this thing may be a lot shallower.
Interesting. And it's got the filter, the system on the side. Let's talk, finally, got to ask you about some of these ways that we can maintain a septic tank and how Extension can help with that. So let's do that. Okay, so the septic tank, we know about how it's installed. We know about how that water is leaving the tank. We're standing on top of a tank right now next to a pumper truck. Rocky, once this thing's installed, what are some things that you can help me do as an Extension agent to maintain this thing?
So one of the things that I look at is educating homeowners. Not only do I want to help them with their pecan trees or their fruit trees or the garden, I want to tell them how to maintain things in their house. So having your tank pumped out every 3 to 5 years, having your filter clean, keep it in. A lot of people
yellow
want
thing. Yep, cleaning that.
making sure your toilet, the flappers in the back of your toilet aren't wasting water, making sure that your kids don't use the bathtub as a swimming pool, making sure that the only things that are flushed down the septic tank is what's supposed to go down the septic tank. Toilet paper, waste, and water. That's it.
Not Swiffer wet wipes.
Not Swiffer
not
wipes, not Army men, not bean bags, not hand towels, not paper towels. Hand towels.
This guy has probably seen it all. So Rocky, you mentioned it, such a value and extension that Rocky can bring to the table in all your years of experience in this. I know what to do now. I need to go home. I need to make sure these things get cleaned out and we maintain them. Rocky, thank you so much for spending time with me today. This has been wonderful. And y'all, check out who your extension agent is in your neck of the woods and have them come out and help you with things like this. While you're online looking up that stuff, check out the Farm Monitor Facebook page. And while you're on there, check out the Ranger Nick Facebook page. I love it when folks do that. And until next time, as we always say, Rocky, enthusiasm is contagious. So pass it on. Y'all, thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Rocky. And we'll be seeing everybody when we get back together again next month. See ya.
Nick, great job as always. Now, when we come back, take a trip with us north of the Georgia border and hear why corn growers in Tennessee will now be able to promote their commodity on a broader scale.
After living and working in the city, Harry and Karen Pell were looking for an escape from the everyday hustle and bustle. Over time, the Pells traded city life for a different kind of hustle, the kind that goes along with managing a 1,500-acre woodland they call Tallow Creek Farm. They have since received multiple accolades for being good stewards of their woodlands, but it didn't happen overnight.
We were looking for a place to hunt, so we came back here and hunted on this place a time or two and ended up buying it.
And when we came, it was nothing here. There was no water, no ponds.
The first summer we came down here, camped and working and cleaning up stuff and all that. We said, that was our first project, was this pond right here. He said, man, we got to get some water.
The farm lies in both Taylor and Marion counties in south central Kentucky. As the Pells spent more and more time on the farm, they realized they wanted to find a way to make it pay for itself long into the future. Neither Harry nor Karen had a background in farming, but they did know how to be resourceful. That's when they considered managing their land for timber production.
You know, I'm not a farmer and I'm not confused about that. So if I planted the row crop, it wouldn't turn out too good, I don't think. So we started with the Fish and Game guys, Department of Wildlife, Fish and Wildlife, and they said, well, you know, you ought to get a forest stewardship plan and get a forester out here. And so we did that, and you know, then we heard about some different things with NRCS and got a flyer or two from UK Extension, and we got interested in the woodland owners and the woodland owner short courses. Boy, those things are great for people that you know, that own ground, and then the Kentucky woodland owners, and you know, every resource we can get our hands on, we try to use. So, and they've all helped us a lot.
Over time, the Pells have taken advantage of programs offered through state and federal agencies. Through these landowner-focused programs, the Pells learned to manage their woodlands using techniques like timber stand improvement and wildlife habitat improvement. By actively managing their land, they have set their farm up to be a valuable resource now and for generations to come. Their efforts have not gone unnoticed, and they have been awarded the Kentucky Tree Farmer of the Year, Kentucky Forest Stewards of the Year, Kentucky Fish and Wildlife State Landowner of the Year, and most recently, the 2017 Kentucky Leopold Conservation Award. All of these awards are given in recognition of voluntary stewardship and management of Kentucky's natural resources.
You know, that's our goal, is to try to keep this place a functioning large piece of property over the next few generations, and the only way it's going to be able to do that is if it can sustain itself. And the trees are what's going to do that. So I'm working with my grandkids to improve their harvest when they harvest this place.
I think they all love it. I think they've really learned a lot from him on, you know, how to take care of it, and I think it's something that'll stay in the family for generations.
When you open the paper and you see a 100-acre farm chopped up into 15 lots of, 8 acres apiece, and once it's sold like that, it's never coming back. That's why I want to see this place sustain itself, and that means it's got to pay its way, And the only shot this place got at paying its way, it's not farm ground, is the timber. So that's why we manage this timber, and my grandsons are learning a lot about it, and that's what will keep this place as one big piece of ground, if that's possible. Who knows what's coming down the line, but if the income's there, then the farm's got a shot.
By utilizing best management practices included in their Kentucky Agriculture Water Quality Plan and programs offered by state and federal agencies and organizations like the Kentucky Woodland Owners Association, the Pells are well equipped to continue managing their woodlands responsibly into the future.
Finally this week, time to hear from our neighboring contributor Charles Denny, who reports on Tennessee's corn producers and why they're planning to donate some of their farm profits this coming growing season. It's a move farmers voted unanimously for this past winter. Here's Charles on the potential impact it'll have on the state's ag economy.
If we had a Mount Rushmore of Tennessee commodities, corn would be there, along with cattle, soybeans, and maybe cotton. Historically, we've grown corn to feed people and animals. But could we soon have new markets for this farm product? Tennessee producers voted recently in favor of a corn referendum, or checkoff. They'll willingly donate 1 penny per harvested bushel to fund research specifically tailored to Tennessee.
We feel like that research is important, especially since Tennessee isn't one of the major corn producing states. We need research that's based in Tennessee to help us to better compete with other states.
The research that can be funded from the corn referendum is going to help farmers manage costs and grow hopefully a cheaper crop, maybe a better crop too.
The corn referendum was a topic at the recent Middle Tennessee Grain Conference in Manchester. Andy Davis from Sparta briefed fellow farmers. Davis is a member of a statewide board overseeing the implementation of the checkoff.
The members of the board are all farmers. We all have skin in the game, so to speak. So we're going to steer this thing in a direction which I hope will be representative of the farmers of the state of Tennessee, and hopefully we can direct these funds to support our industry.
Not all producers were in favor, with about 1/3 voting no. But many like the fact that they at least had a say in this. And pretty much everyone is all for educating consumers and promoting the industry. We expect to grow about 750,000 acres of corn in 2019, with Tennessee 17th amongst the states for production. Experts believed increased efforts to develop new markets will have a positive impact on our overall ag economy.
When you have a checkoff program that ends up providing opportunity for scientists from multiple institutions and multiple disciplines to look at some of the more complicated problems that producers face, I think it can be nothing but a good thing.
It's estimated the program will generate more than $1 million in research funds this coming year. Producers have had their say and now hope their input will translate into increased income. This is Charles Denny reporting.
Charles, thank you so much, and thank you for watching.
Before we go, a reminder for all the latest ag info regarding food, great recipes, and what's happening out on the farm. Be sure you check out our Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest pages. You'll stay informed and see what's up in the world of farming and with us here on the show.
Take care, everybody. We will see you next week right here on The Farm Monitor.
As always, have a great week.